makes the very interesting point, PKD Nambiar, that so much of the Prime Minister's domestic popularity also has to do with the perception of where India is on the world stage. And the opposition is trying to appropriate this brand name for itself now. PKD Nambiar, what do you think?
So I'll speak from the 2 points. One is the political, second is from the branding point of view, because that's my profession. From the branding point of view, it is one of the, whomsoever has suggested, it's a very, very, very big mistake for an association of political parties coming together. India belongs to everyone. It's not about a group of people. India is not something like Barca. Since you have gone, you have been hearing about India as a coined word, so as for me. So India is an identity of every Indian, not of few political leaders. And the second one is that what my earlier panelist said, that it just got an NDA in it. If you talk about the Indian word and the inclusive, and technically also it is wrong, because the I, you are talking about Indian, and finally it is also becoming India. That is also from the branding point of view, technically it is wrong. Now coming to the political aspect of it. There has to be a reason for every political force to come together. It could be something related to some of the core issues. Here the core issue is simple. Have you seen any of the political leaders from the opposition, these so-called 26 parties, whom I would say 80% of these parties do not even have a representation in the parliament? They do not even have an MLA, many of them. So,
but I'm sorry I'm interrupting you, but it's exactly the same for the NDA. The NDA meet of 38 parties also has a bulk of parties that do not have Lok Sabha representation. Some of them are parties that are one leader parties. They're small regional outfits. I'm not disparaging anybody, but I'm saying for the BJP that was calling this convention in Karnataka a khichdi, the BJP has just served or is about to serve a bigger khichdi. It's about आपकी हमारी खिचड़ी का प्लेट आपकी खिचड़ी के प्लेट से ज्यादा बड़ा है.
I was not to it that before I even completely this kind of this thing will come up. But the only thing which you need to understand, there is a political large party which is called as 303 mark during the last year. So there is a ruling government and the others are joining that coalition. Here is why it is called as khichdi. Just imagine the video yesterday when my own uncle, one of the Congress leader, was receiving the Arvind Kejriwal, and Siddaramaiah and etc. is receiving the Arvind Kejriwal. I felt really sad. What are you doing? That Arvind Kejriwal, and just imagine in Kerala, the CPIM and the Congress is that arch rivals. They can't even look at each other, and they are coming together and creating a coalition. So it's a coalition of only one mantra. There is no other issues that is other than the Modi hatred. It is not even the BJP hatred. It is anti-Modi coalition. There is no other mantra in this. They have some common agendas. For an example, there was Arvind Kejriwal's tweeting today that there is the inflation is high, but there is, I think, he's an IITian. He should have at least nurtured the fact that both the retail inflation and the wholesale inflation is the lowest.
Okay, hang on. Let's come to what the agenda of these groups may be in just a moment when everybody's had their first comments. You think India is a branding mistake. Sugata thinks it's too contrived. Manisha says it's quite smart, even though it helps you kind of paper over your other differences. Aarti, what do you think? You, PKD, is this? Why is the BJP feeling the need to hold its own convention today? Why? I'm a bit curious about that.
See, it's a very aggressive political force. It knows where to stand at what time, how to play to the political game all over. It understands. It understands marketing. It understands systems. It understands processes. And it takes for a Congress, for an example, this conference which happened, they have changed the date 2 times. But you don't even get to know that in the same day, they have been able to get 38 parties on one fold and to come out with a surprise as a meet. You would have got to know about this meeting only yesterday. So there is a huge difference between these two.
But why not ignore? Why not? What is the difference? What is the difference between these alliances? One, you said, is an incumbent. It's a powerful force. There's an obvious leader. That's the first difference, right? There is no ambiguity over who is the leader of the NDA. That's the key difference, according to me. What else?
Not only the leader, the party which is heading the coalition is also very clear. That is BJP. But in the case of the other one, tell me, is the Congress is the one who is the main opposition party in that? I don't think that Nitish Kumar is ready to agree. I don't think that even the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister is ready to agree that. Even to an extent, both Mamta and Stalin has told multiple times, we are either a equal party with the number of seats, about 50 odd seats for the Congress and 38 for the other parties. So they have a bigger presence. So they don't have to budge according to the Congress. The whole idea is that, yes, we have to do something against the Modi. If the Modi is going to rule for another 5 years, where are we going to? Our family politics, as the Prime Minister said, where is our families are going to? We don't, without the power, how long we will be able to sustain? Many of us may go inside the jail because of an ED or a CBI or the corruption charges which exist. So, but another thing which I wanted to say, that this discussion was completely going to the micro election details. Since I do that quite a bit, I must tell you that it is not the time to do these caste arithmetics, OBC, tribal, SC, ST. Come on, we have moved away. The number of people who holds the smartphone today is much bigger. I'm not saying that
you don't think Amit Shah's team plans the constituencies caste wise. You don't think the other OBCs were critical to them winning Uttar Pradesh. I mean, it's okay to say India has transcended caste, but in so many ways, every political calculation is still driven by caste.
This is predominantly in the TV studios, my dear friend. I can tell you this, that because the legacy of the way we look at the elections have been changed. Unfortunately, the people today don't work only just look at in the prism of these calculations have needs to change. That even on the same day that the election results are coming in, the people have started, even Karthikeya will say that the OBCs have voted for these set of people, or these people have voted for the tribals have voted for the Congress. That's
okay.
Not the truth.
Let me pick up this last point. Let me go to Aarti. We'll update the numbers as they come. Mr. Nambiar, go ahead and make your point.
So, well, I'll tell you, one is that the way you have written in your poll outcome, that is India, 54%, that itself is wrong. It is not that India. It is I, full stop, N, full stop.
Yes.
So this is the first element.
That's a good point. We should change that graphic and make it I dot N dot B dot. But here's my point. They are hoping that a lot of people will use their name colloquially as India. How will you stop it? We can change the graphic. We'll change the graphic. But people will say no, India.
Barka, this is where I started with. Even in the branding point of view or in the communication point of view, it's going to be actually making a big mistake for those people. India is not nothing new. India is something which is there forever. It's for you, it's for me. So I full stop, N full stop. So this is going to be creating a chaos for them. As a communication expert, as a marketing expert, I can tell you that. Second part of that, because this is an example right now what you did. It's not consciously your team has done it, right? Because that's the way you wanted.
I asked them to change it because I think you're technically correct, but it also illustrates to me that this is the obvious opposition aim, that you use the name as a shorthand, right?
Everyone, in fact, it is not only you, even I'm telling you that 99% of the people are going to make this mistake. And that mistake alone is going to, you don't even get to know exactly how it works. It's a science. So it works against any particular brand which they are trying to create. Second part of it is that we are trying to say that, oh, now the Sonia Gandhi has come back, so it's going to be. The whole question is that everybody in India today wanted to know who would be the Prime Minister candidate of the opposition party. Is it Narendra Modi? We all know that he is there. Who is going to be pitting against the Narendra Modi? Is it Kejriwal? Is it Rahul Gandhi? Is it Mallikarjun Kharge? Is it Sonia Gandhi? Is it Nitish Kumar? Is it TMC's Mamta Banerjee? Unless and until that is not clear, this election and this discussion is just waste of time. So it's all about that. Everybody knows that Narendra Modi is a household name. He is somebody who commands respect.
I agree with you. Let me tell you where I agree with you. Where I agree with you is that I think that without a leader And I know Aarti saying the clever thing is with Sonia Gandhi in front, you evaded the battle being Modi versus Rahul, but it cuts both ways, doesn't it, Sugata? Because if you don't have a leader, the Modi versus who continues. You can't say, okay, great. Mr. Nambiar, let's end on a convivial note since everybody is being a little convivial.
I just wanted one point that there is a slight change. That the change is that in the last 2019 election, there was a survey after that. 60% of the people have voted not for the local MPs of the BJP, but in the name of Narendra Modi. So let me tell you that in the coming election too, I still consider that if Narendra Modi versus who, it is not going to be just the local MP and his performance will be measured. It will be measured at the national leader and who is pitting against Narendra Modi. And I don't think anybody in this league, till some time ago, I was thinking Kejriwal or maybe somebody like Sharad Pawar, but you see that they are not even able to manage their own party.
And now Aarti wants to come in. Now bring in the Chota PKD.
Yes. I think Aarti, what you said, because I have huge respect for you, and you generally in every shows wherever we attend together, you have very shortly you say, but this time around with Barkha, you are very eloquent. But I can tell you one thing: all these parties coming is symbolic. I don't think that there will be adding too much of a value. It is basically you are in a marketplace wherein you are competing with each other. तुम्हारे पास 26 है तो मेरे पास 38 है. तुम्हारे पास अगर तुम वो 30 कर दोगे तो मैं 40 कर दूंगा. इसके beyond मैं इसको कुछ ज्यादा गणित समझता नहीं हूँ. The only thing which we need to understand that is the political leadership do matter. As long as with the current situation, we are not seeing that. With Sharad Pawar going down and becoming weaker, and so is Nitish Kumar, and I don't even think that in another 3 months his party will be there. He may be the only lone MLA, and the rest of everybody is joined some other parties. You should not be surprised, and I am warning you here. And secondly, and the last point, that Akali Dal is waiting for the right time. They are looking for an opportunity to join back the NDA. So yes, the TDP Naidu. So 40 का तो नंबर तो मैंने अभी बता दिया. 38 के ऊपर 2. TDP and
another family-run party. Barkha, another family-run party.
Yes, that's true.
With corruption charges. With pending corruption charges.
That part is true. I think the bottom line is that the opposition is dealing with an enormously popular leader. All poll surveys show that Mr. Modi's popularity has not diminished. It's actually increased, and at some point it isn't